Bienvenidos and welcome a Cositas Mami Never Told Me, a podcast that dives deep into the Latin cultural norms that have long haunted the feminine genre. Montate and buckle up porque it's going to be a roller coaster ride. ¡Nos fuimos!
What's going on, Pepe?
Estamos en vivo, indirecto desde Los Ángeles, California. Oh, look. You're going to love this.
Oh, shit.
My mic got a little cover.
They got a cover and a clip?
Yo, it got a stand. But ready? I have a child. So the part that makes it stand, it's gone. Who the hell knows where Who the hell knows where it is? But it was here. It was here this entire time. I've had this baby mic probably 6 months now.
So the baby mic came with all that shit?
All these little accessories, but we're not playing. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
And then Barbie be having all the cutest shit.
Yo, this is real. This is not Barbie.
I know.
For those of you who are not watching us, I'm holding my baby mic. And my daughter discovered one of the pieces. So you know what? Speaking of Barbie, it might be in her dollhouse. I might have to check it out. But isn't this great? Talking to them.
Hey. 1 2 1 2. Yo. How come every time somebody want to rap, they talk about yo?
Yo, you know what?
Rap already.
Because when they say yo, that means they're
thinking of something.
They can't rap.
They can't rap.
So I have 2 accessories today.
I gotta come ready with fucking props.
The spoon is when we got the scoop.
Right.
And the mic is when I'm gonna need you to. Oh, that's what we're gonna do. When I go like this, that means preach. Talking to that mic. Double mic up.
Scoop it up.
I'm saying, again, if you guys aren't watching us on YouTube, first of all, what's wrong with you?
Right.
And second of
subscribe too. Don't just go over there and watch us. Subscribe.
Yeah.
There's a button right up under the thing that says subscribe. Just hit the button.
Exactly. I'm gonna need you to be an open groupie. We don't need no hidden groupies. Okay.
Oh my God. I was somewhere, sidebar really quickly. I was somewhere, this girl clearly does not like me. Never has.
Not like you?
Oh, not like
you're saying you knew this person and you know she does not like you.
And I'm fine with it.
Right. So what happened with the girl who does not like you?
We were in the same space. All her friends like me. And then she came over there and acted like she liked me too. Was fangirling. And I was like, okay.
For real?
Yeah. It's all good though.
You know what it is.
Go in there and follow me. Go in there and follow.
Yeah, girl. Yeah, the girl. You know who you are. You know who you are. Even if you want to talk shit, follow us. We'll take the number.
Yeah, you can talk shit. Show your friends. Tell them to fucking follow us too. Shit.
All the haters. We welcome haters. We welcome haters and lovers. But tell me, I want to know what the approach was. What was that?
I think when I first walked in the spot, it was a few people. I was looking cute, of course. You know.
I mean,
sometimes I'll be looking crazy as fuck and people don't recognize me. I like those times too because I could just dip in and out. But that day I was looking cute. And, you know, hey, made a couple people laugh. Over there. I haven't seen in a long time. And she was with a group of people that, you know, they like me. I like them. They cool. And she couldn't help it. So she had to like fall in the fold of the liking. And I was like, okay, that's what we're doing? Okay.
Yo, because you know me and over.
By the way, we 40
I was literally gonna say over analytical. That's pretty sad. But more importantly, maybe it's her way of being like, I didn't like you, and I really didn't know why, and it's
now I like
stupid, and like I've always thought you were kind of cool, and maybe I'm just a little insecure, and maybe your personality intimidated me, but this is like the perfect environment for me to be like, truce, maybe in a sense.
I'm fine with it, whether she like me or not.
That's why the bitch don't like you.
I'm just saying. Then if the next time she want to be, if she want to act like she don't like me, I mean, I haven't done anything to her for her not to like me, But like you said, energy matches energy, and if her energy with my type of energy, with your type of energy, people either like us or they don't. There's no gray area,
Yeah.
As you know, I'm very blunt. I'm very truthful. If a motherfucker want me to tell you, if you take me shopping with you and you want me to tell you how you look in your jeans, I'm not gonna fucking lie to you. If my friend comes up to me and we're going somewhere and she looks fucking crazy, we're going back home. She got to change. It's that type of shit. Like I'm
See,
not.
but that's a real friend. Like, do you know?
Absolutely.
And me and Diana, when I am on the East Coast, hang out a lot, and we happened to be at the We Sing Yandel concert, and I literally was like, on several occasions,
Several,
probably 90% of the night,
right? I was about to say.
yes, said, see, them ain't real friends. Because you know what them friends said? As long as I look better than her, I'm good. Because a real friend wants you to shine and knows that she shines with you brighter or on her own. But like, I used to be like, how this girl got 8 friends with her and she clearly looks bananas bonkers. Yes, there are women, granted, a very small percentage who have that much self-confidence and security that just literally be like, I wear what I want because that's what I want to wear and I don't care about anyone's opinion, which granted, I'm all about it. But sweetie, there's limitations to the crazy. And at that concert specifically, and then the crazy part is that D and I don't have to say anything.
It's all everything is said with glances and with looks. And I honestly,
the glance looks like what, D?
Like there's a lot of glances. But before I show you the glances, and y'all gotta go to YouTube to go check it out. But I would have made a mint on the sale of mirrors alone.
Yo, bruh.
If I would have just sold some mirrors
not only mirrors, like if we would have set up,
don't got mirrors.
Yeah. Or what if we set up a tent, like a style tent, right outside? Yo, where you're like, boo, ven aquí. Déjame darte, let me take off the last 7 accessories you put on. Let's swap it for this.
What the fuck?
Bring this higher.
Charming Charlie, icing, and all these fucking places have done to these women that think they need to wear 17 necklaces.
Because you know what Charming Charlie does? You go in and it's that color coordinate. I mean, I haven't been into a Charming Charlie in how many years, but I do remember that they do they merchandise their stores in a color kind of coded situation. So just so we know, ladies, and yeah, I'm going to say it. I'm a pretty stylish person and so is Diana. So I'm going to say it. I'm going to own it and whatever. But just because it's in a color-coded area does not mean you need one of everything in that area.
And you don't need to put it all on either.
Exactly. So now if it's your color, you love it, great. But that does not mean that you put it all on at the same time.
Right.
But that's not even it. Like accessories, bam. But the inability for someone to be your friend and not tell you, babe, that's just not your look. No matter your size, no matter your shape, no matter whatever, there are things that can flatter you. It's about finding those things. So it's not about like having a friend who's a size 22 and you're a size 2. It's not about shape. It's not about anything.
We're not body shaming. We don't do that.
Exactly. Because
there's clothes for everybody that fit everybody. And
exactly.
Clothes could be ill-fitting on a person that's a size 2 too.
Facts.
All we're saying is that you have friends, you have circles of people that should be on your side, letting you know, bruh, TikTok leggings are over. Don't wear those to the concert. I'm a preacher. Leggings are over. If you don't know what TikTok leggings are, look them up. I'm not even
the ones that go up your culo. The ones that
the fucking waffle ones. They're so horrible. Like even if you have a great ass, I don't think you should be wearing those to a concert, grocery store. You should just not be
but
wearing them. And then men. And then men, if you're balding, please cut your
Diana,
braids
yes,
off.
you guys have
Please
to
cut
watch
your
this
braids off.
because the frustration in the itch is like that real response.
Yo, I'm telling you, if you're a man and you have braids and you're balding, a
Babe,
wave
let it
cap does
go.
not. The wave
Babe,
cap does
let
not
it
constitute.
go. Let it
Cannot
go.
cover the front.
Let it go. But you
You
know,
can't
see,
cover
the
the
craziest
back.
part is to me that men have the ability to be bald. Like, so embrace it, babe. Like, embrace it. Or let's trim it down. Let's see what that look is. But the braids, the dreads, the whatever, it's gotta go. Like,
But then a
cuando
do-rag
se te
in the
ve,
front.
cuando se te ve el scalp, cuando se te ve el thinning, babe.
No. I'm talking about a subset. These are men that puts a wave cap on top of the braids. So then there's no braids in the front. There's no braids here. And you can tell because it's flat.
Wait. You just tapped into a whole nother demo.
And these motherfuckers got jerseys on too. And they're like 40 something.
Wait.
50
So
something. They in Connecticut. I don't know if they're in New York. I don't know if they're in California, but they in Connecticut.
So all of our girls listening, and I want to reemphasize that this podcast is not only for Latinas. This is for all women to grow, to laugh, to enjoy, to learn, and to inform us. But like immediately when Diana said that, the visual.
It came in, right?
Further detail, the visual. Do-rag jersey, bitch. I'm back in high school. The problem
what
is,
did he say? And what did he say?
Was 22 years ago. 27.
Hey, what's up, ma?
But the shit is, my man, you're over 40 now.
Right.
What are we really doing?
Right.
What are we really doing?
Girl, listen.
I'm still stuck on do-rag.
Right?
Braid.
Exactly.
Or do-rag braid.
And so it brings you back, right? It brings you back to whoever the fuck is braiding his hair. Number one, why are you not telling this guy that he should cut his hair? Number two, why are you still charging this guy to braid? Are you charging him?
Yo, not the charge. Not the charge.
Yo.
I mean, I guess there's two sides to every story. Motherfuckers gotta work. You came to me for service, I'm gonna provide it, because that's the same thing I be thinking about a tattoo artist that will tattoo someone's forehead. You know what I'm saying? Like, or put a Bad Bunny on a person's cheek, like
21 Savage.
Yeah, like at some point. I mean, even in that case, 21 Savage, Amber Rose, these are people who are celebrities. So, you know, whatever their branding situation is that they're planning, whatever. But like, yo, my dude, when you're the homie from across the street, it's just like, to me, women who get, and again, I'm not shaming. I plan to get my breasts reduced and lift. Absolutely. Whatever you choose to do with your body's your thing. But it's like the women who get the BBLs and all this to walk down the street, to walk down Dykeman, to walk down Park Street. Like, what are we doing?
They get a car. Why are you walking?
Why?
Priorities.
Why?
I think that in the long run, they know if they get a BBL, they might get a car. So they're like, if I get a BBL. But
here's the thing. The money you used and the absolute risk you took to risk your life, because you're definitely not getting the BBL on U.S. soil, probably could have just bought you the car.
That's what I'm saying. That is exactly what I'm saying. People's fucking priorities are all fucked up.
Right.
All fucked up. And then there's people that got their little BBLs out here and now they're gaining weight. Lord Jesus, that's another whole podcast right there.
Ooh, because I don't know the technicalities of the BBL, but I did learn one through social media, which is 2022 CNN, if you guys didn't know. According to my mom, Facebook is definitely a reliable news source. All very sarcastic. For the record. For the record, I am being sarcastic. Please. I did read from like a very respected surgeon that I didn't know that a BBL is one of the riskiest plastic surgeries ever, like riskier
Surgeries
than
ever.
lipo, boobs. It's basically taking fat from other areas of your body and putting it in your ass. But P.S., what happens to fat if you don't maintain it and turn it into muscle? It's going to, and with age and natural gravity, it's going to pour down. But that's like an afterthought to the fact that you literally are putting yourself in the situation of like risking your life with the most dangerous procedure. Why?
To look good.
But does it look good?
On some people, it does not. It's been
And
a
then
couple
you just
people.
mentioned what happens when you gain weight. I haven't been privy to the weight gain.
Well, they have a, you know, their butt is still there and their boobs or whatever whatever they get, but then they're gaining weight, so they gain weight in their gut, and because BBL is it's sort of kind of like a
Because
butt lift, right?
but it doesn't take fat usually from this
Your midsection.
abdominal region, midsection.
Yep.
So it creates that visual of a slimmer waist, and you put the fat up there. So the goal would be for you to work out, eat healthy, whatever, so that you can maintain that.
Continue. That's the consistency and continuing to live that lifestyle so that you don't become
so your gut don't match the BBL.
So you don't become a weirdly shaped individual. I'm not gonna say woman because there's men out here getting BBL too.
Speaking of men, dude, this summer I had my first interaction with this, not breasts, pectorials. Granted, women, I'm not a doctor or a physical therapist. Right? No, a man.
Oh! I saw somebody with calves, with fake calves.
Yo, I was working out. Shout out F45. I was working out in Connecticut when I was there in August, and I was like working out with this, you work in pods or whatever, and this guy next to me, and I was like, it was literally like tetas, but not. It was like here. They went like this, and they popped out, but not like a boob. And I was like, but then he was working out, and it's not like he was able to do much more than I was doing. For you to have muscle like that, first of all, you wouldn't do F45. That's like child's play for someone who was built like that. So of course he kept coming. I didn't ask him, but I definitely made friends with one of the trainers, and I looked at him and I was like, they not real, right? And he goes, nah.
See, that's one of the looks that we gave each other at the concert.
We literally coded. So then you have a trainer who's in good shape. All the trainers, they're very good shape. The men, but the good shape transitions into like here, legs. Like, how you could just tell someone is fit? It's also like when women get the etching in their abdominals, but then have flabby arms. Like, sweetie.
Right. Right. Or they get a big old butt and then the legs are skinny as fuck. Like, what are you doing? And then get offended if you ask them if they got a fucking butt lift or if they got a butt implant. Like, I've known you my whole life. I've known you since the 7th grade. We're now in our 40s. You disappeared. That didn't happen. All winter. You have been nowhere. And then the summer, you have a big ass butt. Who's your doctor? That's it. That's all I want to know. And then you have these other ones that are like, this is my doctor. And I'm like, you probably shouldn't have said anything.
You mentioned Bernice. You mentioned Bernice Burgos is like super honest about it, right?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. She says she has.
I mean, her body is incredible, but I don't follow her. But I didn't know she was super transparent.
Super.
Which is like crazy. I respect that. I think to me, I mean, not to get too deep or whatever, but to me, it's like, if you're going to do it, like, don't claim an unspoken natural beautiness. This is what I mean. Like, we live in a time where, unfortunately, women are dealing with so many insecurities. Little girls are looking up to these celebrities who have these, like, made up bodies. So my thing is, do you, boo, do it. But don't don't portray as if this is something you came into the world with and as, because that's where the ethical disconnect is. You know what I'm saying? Now you're selling false stories and messaging. To me, that's, especially if you're a public figure. Like Cardi B talks about having done her ass all the time.
And she said that's all she got done.
Well, that's a whole nother conversation. She's cute as a button. Like, love her.
She is.
But that's a whole nother conversation, though. Like, It's okay. It's okay. What are we talking about today, Diana?
We are talking about gender roles.
We can unpack that in so many ways.
Bless
gender
you.
roles. Huh?
What was that?
If you're not watching, that was not a personal sound effect. That was me responding to gender roles and thoughts that come to mind about things my mom never discussed with me. Cositas mommy never told me about men and how they're perceived and how
they're perceived.
They're not only are they perceived, but how they're held to a different standard, how they are held to a different requirement, how as boys they are culturally held to very different requirements. I mean, I have one sister and we didn't have any kind of male figure in the house. So I didn't really deal with them intimately. So I would love Diana to talk more about that because she comes from a big family of boys and she has 3 boys. But I really went into identifying like the bullshit with gender roles in the Latino community as an adult, like as I got probably high school, seeing like the serving of the food and like the making sure the other shit that nobody ever talks about, which is like keeping a house clean, keeping a house with food, like all that, so that the man can be in a more traditional space and go work, which in 2022 is bullshit. Diana, talk to me about growing up with a brother.
Growing up with a brother that was favored. Well, all boys in my family shout out to my brother Neg. All boys in my huge family were favored. They were the ones that were, I don't want to say baby, that's not the word. It's not baby, but the standards, I don't know. How can I say this without sounding fucking crazy?
Maybe not babied, but catered to for sure.
Oh, absolutely. So catered to. They were catered to, and they were, they were up here. Like, I'm losing my train of thought like crazy today. Like, what is going on? But anyways, so it was okay if they were aggressive. It was okay if they didn't show emotion. It was okay if, they could be super competitive. And you couldn't see those things in the girls, even though that in my family and me and my cousins, we were very competitive. We were very aggressive. We were
very vocal.
Very vocal. We showed emotion like crazy. So my uncles would be like, but at the same time, when we were growing up, we were all taught how to shoot a gun, how to use a knife, how to kill an animal, and all this stuff that I know other girls weren't taught. So
yeah, so that's different for sure.
Right. So my mom and my aunts made sure that whatever you're teaching the boys, make sure you teach the girls because they're growing up in this world as well. So I was sort of kind of fortunate in knowing how to shoot a shotgun and all that stuff. But when it came to, like, let's say chores around the house.
El nene. El nene could have been the oldest. And El nene does not have to wash clothes. He doesn't have to clean dishes. He doesn't have to clean up after himself. He has first rights to the TV. He got first rights to dinner. He has to be served his food. And that's really kind of the standard in the Latino culture. And I think, for sure.
I think that a lot of those qualities, or not qualities, but the way that they are brought up, right? And not to make excuses for men, not to make excuses for all Spanish, Latino men or whatever, but it's okay not to show emotion and all that stuff. So if it's okay not to show emotion and not to show that you can nurture and all that stuff, then they're never going to do it. You know what I'm saying? So when they come into these relationships with women are wanting to see, or, you know, show me that you love me, or show me the love. But for so long, they have been told that it's not the right thing to do. The only person you can really show love to is your parents, and mostly your mom, you know, because you're mama's boy. That's where that shit comes from, that term, that mama's boy, where mom is still washing the clothes. Still, you know, like you could bring a load of clothes to mom's house and she's going to wash it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So,
and she's gonna wash it with like a sense of pride too.
Well, like, yeah, like I did
a sense of like, of course, baby. Like, and even you could be in a relationship, you could be married, you could be like fully, and it's almost like a sense of like, I got you. Like the only woman you need to depend on is your mama. And it's like, what disservice are we doing to these boys and young men as we raise them to? But yeah, we want them to be like productive partners,
right?
To women. I remember like my ex-boyfriend, one of my exes, who shall not be named. I know, right? We were in our early 20s, early 20s, late teens, college or whatever, and he was still living with his mom. He was in college, and it was just so. Even in the moment, I remember talking to her. She was Cuban. She was so cool. She passed away, but that's a whole nother conversation. But I remember being like, tú le estás cocinando a él, cleaning his room, doing his laundry, cooking, making sure that there's food for him, the food he likes. And she has the daughter as well, but it was always like he was the priority in the house. It's not like he was paying the bills. It's not like he was being the man in any other sense of the word, but it was this natural thing to constantly baby take care. So you know what it is to be cleaning a football playing size man's clothes, underwear, making his bed that him and his girlfriend, me at the time, slept on, probably had sex on in your house. You know what I'm saying? Like, so what kind of husband? I wouldn't be surprised the kind of husband. I mean, granted, a great human being, but probably like
he was probably looking for a woman. Yeah,
just like his mom.
For a woman.
And granted, I believe, I don't know his wife, but I believe from what I've heard that she's very much like his mom.
And I was raised that way as well. And I honestly have to tell you that for people that do know me and they know me to be independent and they know me to have raised my children in the way, especially my boys, so that they know that they don't need nobody to be doing stuff like that for them. They need to do that stuff for themselves. And when they go into a loving relationship, they need to do 50-50 type things. You know, whether it's a picnic or, you know, cooking dinner for each other and all that stuff. So my kids, they know that, right?
But what do you think it was? Because even though you weren't brought up that way, what do you think it was that made you make the conscious decision to change that narrative for your boys?
Because
Diana has three boys.
I saw so many different examples. Man, children. I saw so many examples of guys that were brought up being the, you know, the golden child, that they weren't really doing well in society, I want to say. You know,
productive. Like, they're not raised to be productive citizens.
Right. So they're out here, they either excel very well or they don't. There's like no gray area, because you're going to get that support, but then you're going to have those that are always going to be relying on that crutch. I can always go back to my mom's house. If it doesn't work out with this girl, I could always go back to my mom's house. You know what I'm saying? So I just wanted to make sure that they had all the tools and resources. So if they were hungry, if they need to wash clothes, if they need whatever, go do it yourself. You don't need anybody. If somebody comes in and wants to do it for you, it's a perk, but make sure that you do it back. Because I always try to say, in any type of relationship, the relationship is a bank, right? And this was somebody that told me, Latasha.
Oh yeah, I love when you say this. I love when you say this.
Yeah, so the relationship is a bank, right? So if you want to withdraw anything from the bank, you need to make deposits. Deposits could be anything. Deposits could be a card, a flower. Deposits could be, hey, ma, I love you, if it's your child. The deposits could be from your boyfriend. Oh, let's walk on the beach. Whatever the case may be, you can't keep withdrawing if you don't deposit. So the bank is your relationship. And I tell my kids this all the time. Make sure that whatever relationship that you're in, if you're not putting into it, you can't take out of it. You can't always take, because then you're using that relationship, and you wouldn't want to be used in that sense. So I tried my hardest, and it's working out, because when I talk to my two oldest sons that have girlfriends, I ask them, I sit down and I say, hey, so how's it going? How's my son? And they say, oh, and then I'm like, well, girl, don't do too much. Let him do some stuff for you too. Oh yeah. No, he does, but he's so great. Okay, fine. I just want to make sure that but so yeah, I just wanted to make sure that they didn't fall into that same thing. So like that they could get with somebody that they could, elevate and be stronger together, than have to be sitting around, because I hate a lazy ass motherfucker. Oh my goodness. I can't stand a lazy ass fucking man, bro. I tell you, I cannot stand it. So my children, they are not that. So yeah, and I've seen growing up a lot of people that were not baby, but they were just like, they were catered to and stuff, and they lazy as hell right now, and they're not doing shit with their lives right now.
So that's the thing. That's the thing. It's like I can't pinpoint, and we will never figure out what it is, but it's I just find it to be super evident in the Latino culture. It's like what leads to machismo, what leads to like el nene de la casa. Like it's like this whole thing of and this is my personal experience. It's the same thing we do, or the older generation that I've seen, again, my personal experience, do with white people. It's like when the white man speaks, it's like an authoritative voice. Or like when you go to the doctor, especially if it's a white doctor, it's like, even if the doctor's saying something that you're like, because for the record, just because you're a doctor, it doesn't mean you graduated top of your class. Like, let's remember, people who graduated at the bottom of their class are doctors as well. FYI. So it's like, it's this authoritative voice that culturally we are trained to just believe. Ay, el doctor dijo eso, el doctor sabe. And when you're like, obviously doctors are, but sometimes you're like, that shit don't even make sense. Like, that shit don't even sound right. So then the same thing we've been trained to look at men is like, they're authoritative. It's they know best. They know more. They just are born to know more. Yet, in my experience, and I'm not a man hater, I love me a good man.
A good one.
Did you hear what I said?
Right.
Did you hear?
Did you hear? Get the fuck up on the sofa and do some shit, bro.
How I preface that statement? Okay. Love me a good one. Usually, and Diana can give a better example if she wants to, but it's like, usually the woman is the one who knows where everything is in her house, who knows how everything runs in her house, who knows how everything runs with her kids, who knows how everything, where it's just like, but yet you have a handy person coming, or an electrician coming to the house, and the husband, the man of the house, is clearly not here. He ain't here. And you go out of your way to only communicate with him because it's just he's the one who who should know. He's
Well,
the
you know
one.
that shit happened to me a couple weeks ago when they were installing my
Oh, I
my
know, but
furnace.
the people don't know. Tell the people. Tell the people.
Hey people. So I was at home and they were we first of all real quick we didn't have hot water for about a month and a half.
Ooh.
Wait a minute, my Google machine over here talking to me. Google,
She's
I ain't talking to
listening
you
to
right
you.
now.
She's listening.
She
They are
listening.
always listening.
I should have unplugged your ass. Nah, but so the furnace company guy. So yeah, I was saying that we had to boil water. I haven't done that in a while. Like when my mom was a single mom, we had to boil water. When my mom was working 2 jobs, we had to boil water to wash our ass. But then she got a really good job. She got us out the hood. But anyways,
there's a song that says that. We out the hood now, or some shit.
We out the hood now. We about the
and
hood
if there
us,
ain't,
I know that.
And if there ain't, there should be a song. We used to boil water, and now we don't. We out the hood now. Yeah, I just made that up. You know what was missing? Yo.
All I know is that when we moved out the hood, that first night in the fucking over there near West Hartford, because we weren't in West Hartford, but near West Hartford, it was quiet as fuck. We could not sleep. But anyways, because we were used to the fucking sirens and all that bullshit. But so anyways, so there was these white. So what the police is coming? Who do you sign up? But anyway,
who is come outside? Come outside. I'm outside.
Because you can't say nobody's name because the person get in trouble. But
exactly.
So
because he definitely had another girlfriend.
We were watching our shit. The scoop came out, y'all. So we were watching our ass. Sometimes you got to wash your ass real quick with the cold water. That was not good. You know what I'm saying? We had to boil water. Yeah, horrible. But anyways, we were getting our shit fixed, and one of the friends
we were getting our shit fixed.
Yeah, we were getting our shit fixed, our furnace, so that we could wash our shitty asses. But anyways, so the furnace guys, they were like, "So is your husband here?" I said, "My husband hasn't been here all day." You knew that. Like, why are you asking me if my husband here? Oh, we have a question about if he wants us to show you how to set the water temperature. I was like, why would you need my husband to tell you how I want the water? He was like, well, no, I just want to know if he wants us to show you how to how to set the temperature to the water.
So you need,
or should we show him
authority and permission? I'm so confused.
Right. So I was like, tell me what it is. And it was just something so simple about where you turn on the furnace, where you turn the temperature so that the water can get hotter or not. So then I went out downstairs and I checked and I said, this was the science.
You're literally like,
science.
Oh, you mean
this is what I said.
Flip the switch.
This is what I said. This is the science that you've been withholding from women all this time.
Oh my God. You just scared we can take over the world.
I will tell all the women about the temperature on the furnace. You men are in trouble now.
It's over. It's over for your
turn
times.
That shit, yo, gonna turn that shit all the way up. Scald your asses when you're in the shower. I'm joking. Nah, but not really.
I'm not.
But yeah, so it was so funny. It was so funny that even when I went to the gas station, I think I told you about this. I went to a gas station, which was an Indian gas station, and culturally, Indian men, if another man comes in, they're going to talk to the man. They're going to bypass the woman. So I'm in there at the register about to pay for gas, and I'm telling them what pump I wanted to get on the gas tank because I didn't want to use my card. I had cash on me. So then I'm in the store for like 3 minutes. He's about to talk to me. A man comes in, and he takes the man that comes in behind me. So I was like, okay. And I took my money and I went down the street to the other gas station and I told the guy the story. He was also Indian. He was like, "We are in America." I was like,
"We
go
sure
tell your cousin
are."
And I'm up the street. I don't know, and they're cousins. By the way, I'm not saying it being racist. They're fucking cousins. So I told them, go tell your cousin up your street. Yeah. So then there's another guy on North Main where there's brothers, one across the street from each other with gas stations.
They keeping it in the family.
I'm telling you, they help each other out. But yeah, suffice to say, I was just like, yo, why the fuck? Like, and then sometimes I'll be having like a scully on and shit. I don't know if I'll be looking like a dude.
They're like,
And I get the best service.
you're giving that masculine energy.
Masculine
But
energy.
let's talk about how that translates to the workplace, right? So you're a Latina, you're raised to be like, man is in charge, man knows best, blah, blah, or not even the workplace. Like, it's been proven throughout, and this is cross-culturally, that girls in school when they're young, they tend to, even though they know the right answer, they don't raise their hand. Mm-hmm. And boys have the tendency to just yell out answers, to just say whatever's on their mind, and they don't even think about if it's the right answer or not. So then that then translates into adulthood. So add to that a layer of cultural, generational trainings that you've had about men, the power position that they're supposed to hold or that they hold regardless of their intellectual capabilities. And what does that do for you as a woman in the workplace? So then you're automatically, if you haven't taken the time to step out and like make it your own personal mission to be like, I'm fucking good enough, I'm dope enough, I don't need no man telling me blah, blah, blah. It's like, what does that create for you professionally?
Mm-hmm.
You're basically fucked. You're basically set up to believe that because which by the way is a whole nother issue, and it's like women have been dealing with it for centuries. But what I'm talking about is, as Latinas, as brown women, we're this added baggage that you have. So not only are you going into the workplace and dealing with the gender roles at work, with men always getting promoted, with the proven fact that men get paid more than women, but then you add to that somewhere inside you're probably like, well, he probably deserves it because I've been raised, and this is like happening in your head, personal thought. I've been raised to always know that men are stronger, men are faster, men are better. Mm-hmm. Men deserve this. When rewind, when it comes to things that, I'll give an example, have to do with like taking care of your parents, showing up for your parents, showing up for your siblings, showing up for people in your family. It's once again never required of the man to do this. Él no tiene tiempo, él tiene que hacer otras cosas.
Ain't doing shit.
Who steps up to that role?
All the
Always
time.
the daughters. Always the daughters.
All the time.
And it's almost like excusing their inabilities to do anything, and I feel like, I guess it worked back in the day in a sense, because men were the breadwinners, because men went and labored and brought home whatever, provided financially, brought home the food, whatever, like now I'm going back. So
what, the caveman days?
Basically, I was going to say caveman,
exactly,
but like
50s, 60s, 70s.
Yeah, where even though the women's movement has made strides, we still have a lot of work to do. But it's like, I always think about adding to that, like, cultural things that our white counterparts don't have to deal with. And it's made sense at one point, and it doesn't make sense now. Like, this whole gender role of like man, woman, the unfairness that you do as you raise these boys to feel like they don't need to be partners, like they don't need to be anything because I'm always going to take care of them. Or I almost feel like it comes from a place of like, privately, that they're not that great, but you are horrible.
You ain't that great.
Have I said that I love a good man? I do. I'm speaking
but
more
they gotta
as
be
women.
Good, though. You talking about?
Yes.
I know what you're talking about.
As women, our role in this is important because we're the mothers. We're the ones who are raising these boys to be men. So our role in this is super important because you're raising this boy to eventually be a man, to eventually be a husband, maybe a father, to a daughter. It's like, how are we going to step in and like transition, give a different lens to these roles? It's It's crazy.
It's crazy people walking around like they're entitled. Like this is the way the world is supposed to be. Bow down, my mommy said type shit.
Wow,
You know what
I'm
I'm saying?
45.
Right. So take your mother's nipple out your fucking mouth, right? Get the fuck up and do something for your fucking self. How about that? All right? Because you out here eating everybody fucking ass and box. Right?
Yo, can we talk about that quickly?
That's
Because
what I'm saying.
I did want to touch upon that because from my experience, and I was the girlfriend on the other end, the boys could always have girls over and in their rooms. Yeah. The boys are always encouraged to explore sexually.
Mm-hmm.
The boy, it's like a given. Así son los nenes. Los nenes son así. But you know that's happening with the girls.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But me, fucking my first boyfriend, he could only be on the front porch. He didn't make it into my living room when my mom was home. And so we were together probably like 2 years. Shout out to my first boyfriend.
You better than me. Nobody came to my house.
Bruh, but my mom had to be there. And so we were all watching Telemundo together.
I mean, we still watch Telemundo when you go to my house.
But together. Even him, he has a, yeah, exactly. On like volume 47. But he has a sister, one sister, it's 4 brothers. I mean, she was younger, but it was like his mom was okay with us being in the room with the door closed. And I'm sure with the sister, it would have never flied. Ever flied. So it's like we unconsciously do give boys more rights and more freedoms than we do to girls. It's like, do you have a different story? I don't think your story is much different.
No, I couldn't have anybody in the house. So as soon as I started
fucking Negro,
I was fucking out. Negro got caught like 3 or 4 times fucking bitches in my house. Yes, she could.
Sorry, Neg.
I caught. I'm not even gonna say her name because I ain't trying to bring fame to nobody. His little Jamaican girlfriend fucking him. She was riding him, and I was like, "Oh, close the door." Like,
and how old was he? Maybe
like 15 years old.
See? Oh my God! And if you would have ever forget it. Not only, first of all, the trouble, but the shame on your family and on yourself.
Yeah, because we're like
the shame.
You know, the people would have so much to
say. ¿Qué dirá la gente?
Yo, you know what's hilarious? The way you just said that, I was telling my mom because she has arthritis in her knee, and so I was telling her, Ma, you should talk to your doctor about giving you some weed, and she was like, well, first of all, backtrack real quick. I was like, Ma, you should smoke some weed and that pain will go away. She was like, you think so? And I said, yeah, Ma, that pain will go away if you smoke some weed. And
quick, like, baby.
Oh my God, because this shit hurt, right? So then I was like, yo, talk to your doctor, tell him to give you some weed. Santo, ¿tú quieres que yo se lo diga a mi doctor? I said, you think your doctor give a fuck? Weed or not? Give a fuck?
So you'd rather be in
pain than talk to your doctor about getting medicinal weed, which was probably given to everybody anywhere already, because we're in Connecticut now. Like they're just giving it to people.
¿Qué dirá la gente?
I was like, ¿Qué dirá la gente?
And not just the gente,
no.
Un doctor.
But I told her, I was like, go get the shit for me.
I was gonna say.
Then she said, like, Ma, I'm just saying, if you get it, then I'll smoke it.
just that. Just if you get it, then I'll smoke it. I happen to have a weed man, and he may be related to us, actually. And if you don't want to get the medicinal and really don't want to ask your doctor, I can get it to you anyway. But we're not going to have that conversation.
It's so crazy that the medicinal is probably safer than what the fuck is going on out here right now.
My point. So your mom is like open. The conversation starts with her being open to the weed. The minute you talk about the doctor, we're closing up. ¿Qué dirá la gente?
Closing it up.
But then may be open to the risk of like smoking weed to get the pain away.
Let's not forget the judgment of me maybe smoking. And the guilt. I am. Girl, we covered 5 episodes in one conversation.
Yo, literally, we just like whoop, roller coastered into
I was like,
querida
man,
la
you know what?
gente,
Just don't.
Latina
You
guilt.
know what? When I bring her to Puerto Rico, I'm gonna be like, that's a medicinal place. That's a medicinal place. That's a medicinal place.
Bitch, you don't gotta go far. Massachusetts.
No, I'm
Literally.
saying I want her to see, because I told her that in Puerto Rico they have like these, places where you could go with your medical card and get weed. And she was like, ¿A dónde en Puerto Rico? Yo nunca he visto. Girl, she's been in Puerto Rico. She hasn't been in Puerto Rico in 20 plus years.
Oh my God, really?
Yeah. So my sister and I are planning on bringing her for Mother's Day, because her birthday's in May.
Amazing.
So, con Dios y la Virgen, yes.
If my mom behaves, maybe I'll take her too.
Right?
Oh, another conversation. Let's talk about
No, but wait, before
we love our moms. We love our moms. We love our moms.
We love our moms, but they're freaking handfuls. They're freaking handfuls. And I know all of you out there, whether your mom is here or not, and I rest in peace to all those moms that are not here. I know that a lot of you guys, including one of my bestest friends, is go through it every once in a while because
but her mama
here. Oh, her mama was the best.
A gem. An anomaly.
Oh my God.
1 in a million.
But our moms, and I know for a fact that some of you moms that your moms aren't here were a handful too. So.
But P.S. This is why this podcast and these conversations are being had, because this is a result of years of us just having conversation and realizing that there's so many things that people are just not talking about. Like, and again, it's not to paint anyone, nobody's mama, no woman, no gender in a negative light, but it's like these conversations are to be had because you know what it is to internalize. Let's say you find yourself in a professional environment, for instance, and you're dealing with the fact that you're already probably the only Latina in your office. Mm-hmm. For me, only Latina, only brown person in my office. What was considered culturally diverse is because there was 2 other Asian people, not necessarily what I would call diversity. But let's say I'm a professional. I'm raised like this. I'm already raised to believe that men are better, stronger, more deserving, even though in my day to day, and again, this is not all men. There are hardworking men. There are very intelligent men. Whatever. I don't even need to preface this conversation anymore because fuck that shit. I'm done making excuses for these people. But so you find yourself in a position where you know you're worthy to be promoted. You know you've been busting your ass, but your insecurity creeps up because your counterpart is a male. And you know what? Instead of fighting now or verbalizing or at least defending your position as to why you're the person who should be promoted, you now applaud the man who was promoted simply for being a man or having a masculine presence or filling a bucket that's needed in this work environment. So yeah, for anyone else who doesn't have to deal with the cultural chains that we bring into the workplace, fine. But now you're adding trauma to my trauma. And now I feel like I should stay at this level for the rest of my career because busting my ass didn't get me that promotion. So I say all that to say this is why we're having these conversations, because it's like, it's good to talk things through. It's good to also know that you're not alone in what you're experiencing, and you're not alone in your private thoughts of like, wait, am I bugging? Like, this shit is crazy.
Mm-hmm. If you ask yourself ever, are you bugging? You're not, unless you really are bugging.
I was gonna say sometimes
some people, yeah,
be bugging,
but some people do be bugging. Some people do. Matter of fact, other sidebar. Listen, if you guys don't know by now, I am very random, so I will do a lot of what I'm about to do right now. So I was going to Walmart.
No, Diana's not random. Everything is very intentional. What you guys don't know is that we secretly have bullet points and notes. No, just kidding.
No, I just thought about this because it was just hilarious. But anyways, so I was going to Walmart and this guy usually he's panhandling, and I'm so used to him doing the cross to people, right? He's doing the cross to people, like
No
taking care of
way.
everybody. Yeah. So he panhandles and has a
Uh-huh.
sign, and he
Uh-huh.
always does like the little cross, like God bless you, God bless you.
Uh-huh.
But there was a guy at his spot at the time, so
Oh, like
the
taking
guy
his territory.
he took his spot. He took his spot. So he was doing
Shit.
the crosses, but then hadn't noticed that the guy was there. So then he noticed the guy there. He was like, "Why the fuck you in my spot?"
No.
Then he said, "I'm gonna go in here into the bushes and take a shit, and when I come back out, you better not fucking be there." And
First
kept
of
going
all,
like this, and kept going like this to people.
wait. Okay. So who's bugging? Is he or is Diana for staying there for that entire conversation?
I was at the light. I had no fucking choice. I was going straight. The light was red.
Yo, because that's
I
like
had
someone
no
being
choice.
like, yo, that bitch is crazy. And I'm like, well, who's crazier? Her or the
No,
person
I was
who
at the
loves
light.
her?
Might as well take in the fucking entertainment. I mean, the shit is there.
But P.S.
Also,
That's gender roles. That man was like, man, I don't care. This is my spot. I am man. Hear me roar, bitch.
yo. Also, never give money to panhandlers. But the other day, I gave $2 to a guy that had a sign that says, "I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna get high."
Oh my God. What?
And I was like, "Here you go, $2. You being honest. Here you go. Take these little $2. Do whatever you're gonna do with it. Have a nice day."
Diana was like, one is for whatever you're gonna do, and one is for creativity. And
I'm
if it
never gonna
matters,
give more than like $2 or $3. I'm never doing that.
A
But here you go.
plus
You get my two.
for the
You get
A
my
plus
two.
A plus for the honesty and the creativity.
Oh man! And then he went like this, and then he was going like this when people would look at him.
His
Here you go, buddy. Here you go.
this is like, at least I'm being honest.
So I was like, absolutely, here you go, $2. But anyways, yeah, that was my sidebar randomness of the day. My bad. Because I feel like crazy shit happen to me all the time. This crazy shit happens to me. I got one more. Can I share it? we at Marshalls. Me and my daughter, we at the register. We sitting there, we about to pay. This guy comes down with a coat and 2 shirts wrapped around his arm.
Don't tell me he was walking out the store.
He walked out the store nonchalant, like he had just paid for it. So I looked at the girl and I'm like, okay. She was like, "Girl, it happens all the time, and they told us not to go after them. All we got to do is go to the video and show the police." I said, "For real? Hold on, I'm about to go get that sofa I saw in the back."
Not the sofa. Not the sofa.
Started cracking up. I was like, "Yo, yeah, man." She was like, "Girl, it happens all the time." I was like, "Yo, Christmas coming too? You know, people gonna be walking out of that store. What? They ain't chasing you or
Don't
nothing.
make it public. Yo,
Yo, but he
speaking
don't
of
even got a
chasing-
mask. He don't have a mask. or
Hold
nothing.
on. He was
He
bold
walked
with
out
it.
like
He was bold with it. He ain't care.
I
He
should have
ain't
gave
care.
him a couple little outfits I saw over there.
You should have been like we did at the
Bruh.
Bad Bunny concert.
Or on the corner, like, "Yo, come here."
I'm gonna buy you a t-shirt. You just let me add stuff to this order real quick. So you be like, meet me in the fitting room. Just add these extra items to your.
Yo, we didn't know. Like when I was younger, and Shanika used to come to the door. She was a shoplifter. Her name was Shanika. She was really a man, but it was Shanika, and she had a huge penis and never had the surgery, but would have these tight ass jeans on with a big ass dick and a wig. And I used to be so confused. But anyway, Shanika always had like the best haul. She would bring like the best haul. And I used to be like, "Where is she getting all these amazing things?" And my mother used to be like, "Don't you worry about it. She has a job." I'm like, now I know she was a booster. My mother was lying back in the day, boy.
Yo.
But then also, I should have been asking, why does she have such a big dick? And why is she wearing a wig? Because she was skinny with a big ass dick. And you knew that was a big ass dick.
Like a bulge, just bulging.
Why didn't you tuck it? Like Silence of the Lambs. Tuck your dick.
Was tucking a
Okay.
thing?
It is if you want to be
I
a
mean,
performer.
Exactly.
Drag.
I guess it's always been a thing.
Like, why?
I have a
dick.
random. I remember I worked at the mall. I was like 17. And do you remember? I don't know if it's still like that when I think it's Macy's now, but at West Farms, there's the doors near Ruby Tuesdays where you come out, you go through a door, and then it's like a zigzag, and then you have to go through the other door to get out. So I am walking out, and I'm in the middle part to get to the other side, and a car pulls. Literally, this happened in like 20 seconds. A car pulls up. A guy tries to zip out of what was Filene's at the time, and he had yes, he had, because it was like Nautica, Ralph Lauren. When I tell you, the man came out like this, but like no decoy, no like inconspicuous. Mind you, the department that was at that door is furniture. You didn't think they were watching you, my man? Hands, Nautica jackets. You remember when Tommy Hilfiger, the color combos, and in the moment I see him run, like come out, but he couldn't run because he didn't. I guess they didn't plan in their exit plan the zigzag. So I look over and I'm like, immediately I'm like, wait, is he yelling all like this? Yo, he gets out the door, the second door, and the, what are they called? Security, the undercovers, whatever. They're loss prevention. Yo, they tackle him. His getaway car. They left him. They was gone. I was like, yo, people really out here doing this, like stealing Tommy Hilfiger and Nautica jackets.
Did he have a big dick in a wig?
Well,
no.
I was just like,
it wasn't Shanika.
Out of here.
It wasn't Shanika.
Before they think I'm involved in this robbery.
I wish Shanika was still alive.
But it wasn't man. Wait, I'm sorry. Is she not?
She died of AIDS.
Oh.
She used to come with a cigarette. She always had a fabulous wig on though. I give her that. Her wig was not ratty. It was always fabulous, and she used to whip that shit.
You want to know what my real question is? How many straight men in the hood was giving it to her? That's the real question.
He used to come to my mom's house, and we had Nautica coats. We had polos, sweaters, all types of stuff because of him. Or her. Him, her. Mm-hmm. But I was like, because I was little, and I was like almost waist, so I saw.
Like right there.
It was right there. I was like, so now I know that it was just like a really big. He was really skinny. He used to walk around like.
I mean, that's for BDE and one of our sex conversations, but it's my experience. Skinny men usually are well endowed. Skinny tall men, from my experience.
Anyway, I've seen them on TikTok, like all those people that are like boosting Louis Vuittons and all that stuff. What? Now that's why they got the ropes outside of the store.
Do people wait, do you document
they grab
and you do that?
Grab and no, they
grab and
go. The people
that are like people store. Who are videotaping them catching them or whatever.
Mm-hmm. But anyway, sorry.
Sidebar. I do want to end gender roles with anything you want to address, but also the disservice we do to our boys in limiting their ability to have conversations and about anything, but specifically emotions, how they feel, sadness, anxiety, anything they're going through, which is like a serious problem.
It is very important to make sure that this macho stereotype that is supposed to be like, you're not supposed to cry, you're not supposed to show emotion, we try to chip away at that because, we don't want to raise young men to feel like they can't show emotion and then break or become, these just cold individuals because they feel that they can't share. And then in turn, they can't share themselves with anybody because nobody gonna want to fuck with that.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody gonna fuck with that. I'm telling you.
Because I'm definitely raising my daughter to understand her emotions. I always say to her, I respect, even when she's like misbehaving or whatever, I'm like, I respect what you feel. I've heard what you said, but you know what I'm saying? It's like, I do always repeat to her that I'm your mother. My job is to make sure you are safe and a good human being. But that's a whole nother conversation. So as I'm raising my daughter, who's growing up as an Afro Latina in 2022, to make sure that she's okay with her feelings, to be expressive, it's like, how is that compatible with a boy who's being raised to internalize, to not have feelings, to not discuss, to not know how to have dialogue and open conversation? When I think we can both agree that communicate, you can have sex, you can have attraction, you can have things in common, but if you don't have the ability to communicate as you become an adult, and it's not just communicate about what you see on TV or about other things, but like communicate about what you're feeling, it's like we're just continuing this cycle of not creating productive humans. And our kids, our brown babies, already have enough to deal with in this world. They should. And because of everything that's happening in the world in the last 5 years that has been heightened through the media and through social media, which in a sense is a good thing because it's been existing for years. So imagine being a Black man or a Black young man and George Floyd happening, and you've been raised to not have emotion and not feel anything. But now I'm scared. I'm scared to walk down the street. I'm scared to do anything, but I'm not supposed to be scared. I'm supposed to not feel anything. But you just saw this man get killed by someone who's supposed to serve and protect by slowly killing him. And the connection you have with this man is that you look just like him, but you were raised to not feel, not have emotions, not talk about things, not cry. So then what personal hell am I now entering into? You know, like, it's like, I hate to get deep, but it's like this vicious cycle that if we don't take control of it as a new generation, and I'm not even speaking to me, I'm speaking to my daughter and like JoJo and your kids, at some point we have to. There's so many traditions to me that culturally as Latinas are beautiful and are things that I want to transfer. Making pasteles or the way we celebrate Christmas. I love all that stuff, but there's so many things that haven't been ingrained in us. For example, this gender roles and this, in my opinion, ignorant mindset that men are stronger, faster, smarter, that are unhealthy. They're just unhealthy ways of thinking.
Yep. And then you have these well, you know what, I won't even get to that. We'll bring that in another one, because that's just gonna bring us into another situation.
What was it?
Nah.
Oh wow, that means it's good. Make a note. Make a note. Make a note.
I got it. Well, I will never apologize for my randomness. Sometimes you guys will enjoy it, sometimes you won't. Hopefully enjoy it.
And if you don't, this podcast is still gonna exist. So
yeah.
Just learn to enjoy it. As always, we would love to hear your experiences as it pertains to anything we've talked about, really, but gender roles, your experiences with men. If you are a man, your experiences with women. If you feel like your mom raised you in a different way, we would love to hear that, what that feels like and what kind of partner you think you are now, because there are some amazing men out there. Amazing. I know a lot of them who are progressive in their mindset, who are supportive of women, women's rights, who are advocates for women, not only women, but Latina women, who are doing the work, who are identifying.
Who show emotion.
Who are sometimes too much
sometimes
emotion.
Too much.
Where you're like,
I'm not the same thing. Bruh.
Where you're like, pa.
Está bien.
Chileate. Got it. Noted.
Oh man. That was
that's crazy. Sometimes too much. But P.S., you are also talking to two very alpha females who are like and are unapologetic. So again, Love to hear
But
you.
we do want you to be emotional. We want you to be emotional. Please don't take it as we don't want you to be. We
I
do
want you to
be
cry after sex.
Cry it out.
That's how
Cry it
good it is.
Try it out.
How good it is. Have an amazing day. Cositas
Don't let
mommy
anybody steal your
never told.
joy.
That's right. Cositas mommy never told us. You, yeah, man, some shit. We're unpacking the traumas and we're taking in all
Not
the
the
joy.
traumas.
And but you didn't hear the second part.
Trauma.
We're unpacking el trauma
de la maleta.
and the trigger word, las cosas tóxicas. Pero we are enjoying it. We are bringing it to light, and we are having fun with the ability to just unpack a lot of shit, and this is great.
Te vamos a tratar de traer alegría.
Taki, 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 taki,
Alegría.
taki, taki, taki,
Alegría. Alegría. Alegría.
Gracias for listening to Cositas Mommy Never Told Me. We hope you loved this episode. Make sure you subscribe, follow, and share Cositas Mommy Never Told Me on all your social channels. Todas las redes sociales. And don't forget, if you want in on the real tea and see all of our reactions to the craziness, watch this episode on YouTube. ¡Qué bochinche!